Oh my god, I'm about to say something racist.
I just started recording on my phone, bro. Oh my god. Oh, you thought this was gonna be some normal tier list. We have a buffoon right
Shut
over
up.
here, and then we have
Shut up.
Matt. Okay, let's just get this started. All right, shall we?
Your
Okay.
fucking content is so ass, Jason.
You know what, bro? I swear to God, like you just be.
You're not streaming the shit into the Discord, so I can't see what's going on.
We're gonna take that
Right.
back real quick. All right, take two.
We have a your shit, dude. Come on.
we have a buffoon right over here, Evan, and then we have Matt,
Shut
bro.
up, dude. Let me find my charger. I actually gotta. What the? I'm going first.
Oh my lord.
Activate Ashina.
This man's just playing Master Duel while he's streaming a freaking a tier list. Okay, got it. So
Right.
You can just start, bro.
yes, I've been starting.
Oh my god.
Why is Abysstune not on the fucking tier list?
Oh
Like,
my
Why are you
lord.
so dude? You're like sandpaper. You're so abrasive.
Man wants a best actor here so bad, but he just can't accept the truth. This is why you go into the Eldritch tier, bro. Like, look at that.
Eldritch tier.
All right, bro. Okay, Swordsoul, that first one, bro. Where we putting that?
All right.
1.5.
So Swordsoul is one of the better decks this format. I feel it's versatile as hell, and it can play through a lot. It's good going first. It's good going second. So I would put it in tier 1, but I wouldn't say it's the best deck of the format.
Yeah, like I would say, like
Tier 1 is kind of like tier 1 and 1.5 are so close to each other this format. I would put Swordsoul in tier 1.
yeah, like I would say, like it's like on the the lower end of tier 1 for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the better decks of the format.
And
it's going to have a good amount of representation.
And it is pretty affordable too. Like everything got reprinted within Magnificent Maven, so it's
Yeah, all the reprints are really good.
Oh, for sure.
All right, next. Y'all taking too long.
Oh, brother, this is my video, it's not yours.
God.
All right, Evan, where are you putting Dark Road?
You
Go
really
ahead.
overestimate
Where you gonna put Dark Road?
your viewers' attention span. Dark World, hella fine now. Ask
Dude,
Mad.
Dark World, like as much as I love the deck, it's definitely rogue because you're not going to see that much of it, but it'll randomly like do well at a regional.
Doesn't it brick like every other hand?
Nah,
It's a lot of RNG.
Sometimes you don't make the entire board, but sometimes like you hand loop 2, or it depends on the version you're playing. But there's a lot of ways.
Fair point.
All right,
All right, next.
Draco Slayers. I think this.
We have to put this in the Eldritch tier. Change my mind.
Bro, I mean, after what it went through, now with Kashtira here, bro, you
Dude,
cannot
Kashtira literally
play
just
this.
goes block Pendulum Zone pass and then smiles at their opponent who's playing this deck, and they.
And if you're playing D-Shifter or any sort of banished card, they don't go to extra deck; they just get banished. So I don't argue with you there. Branded. Please, okay, yeah. You know what? Let me just.
Branded, all right, yeah. A lot of people are saying that. A lot of people have a different opinion. A lot of people think that Branded is in like the lower part of tier 1.5, but I think this deck is absolutely insane.
Dude,
Rinbrum is a great card.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker is playing Runick.
You're a Runick.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my god. Man's really
Go next.
Yeah, definitely tier 1.
Best deck.
Oh, tier element. Yeah. Even though literally it lost like so many fucking cards. This deck still does everything. You can
We're
possibly.
putting Tournament in tier 1.5. It's like in the low end of 1.5. It's still a good deck. It's a connoisseur deck at this point, though.
Like I feel like this is turned into an engine at this point. Like that's only my opinion, but people still make it work.
You could play it with the branded cards, but it by itself also does cool stuff. You play the Kashtira engine and stuff. So
I have
good.
tipped.
Oh my god.
He has the tip.
All right. I don't know a lot about Marincess, but you can take this one.
All right. So Marincess is going to definitely be in the rogue tier. Having towers that are huge this format is going to be actually pretty decent. So Marincess doesn't need a whole lot of zones to play either.
No. Like
also, like they can just like play under Book of Eclipse, which turns off the entire Kashtira board. They can play under a lot of stuff that like the Kashtira board can't. Granted, they lose the D shifter, so this deck is definitely going to be rogue.
And also, like, since we both play Labyrinth, like, this deck easily loses to Karma Cannon as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, since they're all links, they can't be Book of Moon, so they have to send everything to grave now.
That card's pretty good.
Okay, Striker.
Striker, I'm gonna dare say it's gonna be in the low end of the rogue category.
I was about to say the same thing because
It's a decent deck.
But once
I
you're
don't think it's worthy of Eldritch tier, but
no, but I feel like when it comes to Kagari, like not Kagari, but like Striker itself, like once your opponent finds out what you're playing, they're just gonna lock all your spell and trap zones.
it doesn't necessarily lose the Kashtira either, which is interesting.
Yeah, so
It's actually pretty good into that matchup because if you can Widow Anchor them or just turn off the Arise Heart, you're pretty much playing the game. Multiple links. So if they use the Diablosis, they're not going to be able to just like banish a really, really important card that you need in there because you play 3 Kagari, 3 Shizuku, etc., etc.
and like
Continue.
the only one you don't play 3 of is like Zeke and Kaina, but those are not the important ones.
Kaina's the best Sky Striker card.
Get your time.
That says win the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's your time condition.
That's how you win every match.
The deck in the right hands is pretty decent, but it takes a lot now in order for the deck to play in this meta. So it's definitely going to be in the low end of Rogue, in my opinion.
That's true. All right, next one, Tri-Brigade.
Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade is going to be in the high end of tier 1.5. Definitely a good deck because there's a whole lot of different variants you can play with it. Lyrialisk is running around. People are trying the Scareclaw stuff, but it doesn't work terribly well.
Yeah.
And then the Spright stuff. Because Sprites, you can put Spright right next to Tri-Brigade as well.
I was about to say, yeah.
Because that deck, believe it or not, is actually still pretty good. They have Elf at Home, Summer Summoner.
And they also you just play the Bujin Link too now.
You can play it. It's interesting. But I like the fact that Spright as an engine is actually still pretty good because it does net you a lot of advantage.
For sure. All right, Punk. I want to say like 1.5.
I'm gonna say that Punk is in the high end of tier 2. It's definitely a really good engine, but I think the best thing that you make off of it right now is that new Insect Synchro. So it allows for some pretty cool stuff with like Naturia cards, or I know that there's an FDK. E-Telly is an FDK now, but
And I'm seeing a whole bunch of people play this with the gold price stuff from Photon Hypernova as well.
it's pretty cool. I've actually tested it myself and I like it, but I definitely don't think it's the best deck in the room. It's like how Punk Therion was playing when that deck first came out with Chaos Ruler and stuff. It was a really good deck with a really high ceiling for its time, at least. But it just couldn't do it all the time.
Yeah. All right. Dragon Link. We have access to Bystials. Dragon Link's still really freaking consistent. Literally any format where you leave these dragons like unattended is like actually really good. I would say like this is like a tier 2-ish type of deck.
Dragon Link is definitely Rogue right now, actually.
Bro,
I would say it's Rogue. I don't know why you're Dragon Link so hard, Stacy.
I love Dragon
really
Link, but
hate
this
it so
deck
much.
just isn't living up to its potential right now. Dude, your best end board is like Sphere Savage with 1 negate.
fair
Am I
enough.
being nibbed?
It's hard, bro. It's so bad.
Ivan, I hope you lose every regional after this.
You gotta put Dragon Link like way down there in the road.
Way down there. I'll put it, yeah.
You said it was better than Abyss Actor, bro. Like, that's embarrassing.
It is better than Abyss Actor.
Anything's better
What?
than Abyss Actor. Even Eldritch.
Y'all are just
No.
sleeping.
Abyss Actors actually might be better than Draco Slayer right now because they don't need both Pendulum Zones to play, but they'd still really struggle in the Kashtira matchup regardless.
Exactly. You just block off one of those both pendulum zones, you just can't play.
Ninjas.
By being nibbed, I am not getting nibbed. I'm so confused.
Oh my god.
Ninjas is a deck that can do some really interesting stuff.
Especially with the Ninjitsu art transformation cards, like it's so nuts.
I would put this in between Dark World and Marincess.
Yeah, like, and
I haven't read a Yu-Gi-Oh card in a while.
I know that the ninja cards are like really budget right now. So if you really wanted to pick this up, like I'm seeing this deck for like about like between 50 and $100 for everything. Like core wise, I wouldn't say like hand traps or staples, but definitely you can get the core for it.
Staples are expensive, man.
They really are though. Like, I mean, yeah, good. I mean, thanks for the reprints, but they're all still like $10 each. So
Yeah, the ninja cards are really cool. The insect ninja, the level 2 is really freaking good. But this deck kind of just needs a little bit more juice right now.
it does. I'm not even sure if there's anything new coming out though.
You are going to see it. I think it will probably top a regional one time during this format.
Yeah, because like it's like really unexpected.
Generator. Generator, we're going to put like right underneath Dark World. Dark World and Generator are probably around the same power level. So Generator is this really cool deck now that has a lot more ways to play, so it's a little bit more consistent, and they do some really cool things. However,
okay.
when you don't draw the field spell or a way to start your hand, you do literally nothing.
Okay, so as mentioned before, like I am saying that a lot of these strategies you can get for really cheap. This one you can as well. I have seen like versions of this deck that plays the plant engine. I have even seen one that plays Lithosage. I'm not even sure how that is just because it's a level 9. I don't think it's all that great for that version, but
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because look at your opponent's extra deck, like banish something. Like, it's really good though, for sure.
Alright, what do we have here?
Gishki with Spright?
Alright. Yeah, so we're going to put it right underneath Spright. Because those also go hand in hand. The Gishki cards are actually really cool. They do go really well with the Spright cards. While Elf is really good in that deck, like any deck with level 2s, obviously, the card's banned for a reason.
Yeah.
Butter jelly the
deck doesn't necessarily need it.
Punishment. Punish me.
Yeah, I'll punish you. Anyway, so yeah, Generator is pretty cool. Pretty interesting deck. Gishki is a deck that, I don't know, it just puts up a lot of negates now, and you don't necessarily need Elf to play the game, so I like it. I think it's going to be in like the top run. You're not going to see it that often, but it will probably do well at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we have Madolche.
Dolce is like right under Generators. Deck is actually still pretty cool.
With the Vernisol cards as well. Like, I think those cards like help this deck a lot.
Those cards also help Earth Machine, but we didn't have enough space on this list for it. But that deck is really cool.
Yeah. I love the
Naturia.
This is your goo right here.
I love Naturia, but the deck is definitely Rogue.
It did lose like most of its the Ishizu
like all
cards.
the Ishizu cards. Yeah, I lost everything.
Where are we putting those?
Right under Madolche. I think Madolche is a little bit better right now. Naturia, you can put up some cool boards and play through some interesting stuff. So you might see it. You'll probably see it less than Madolche, but you might see it top more.
L plus radio.
Oh my god.
L plus radio. You're an L. Taking L's. Evan 11.
Oh my god, you're making my life a lot more difficult than what it needs to be.
Pipe down, cuz. Anyways, let's get
I hate you so much. God, please.
Alright, Rick is an Avalon. I'm gonna put it in low tier 2 with Punk.
I mean, like, I believe this deck still has everything, like, from previous.
The deck is still really good. I would put it above Punk, actually.
Oh, okay. Like,
I think this deck is really good. People are now playing a card called Polynosis, which is back from like the 5Ds era, the beginning of the 5Ds era. So this counter trap that says tribute a plant, and it's basically Solemn Judgment.
bro, that's nuts. Hold up.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah, bro, Spriggans especially with the new set.
All right, this deck is really cool. It's actually going to go above Rika Sunavalon in tier 2.
I was gonna
Which,
say.
by the way, yeah, the Sunavalon tree, we are representing Rika Sunavalon with that. Spriggans make some really cool boards when they get going. The deck is really scary. I really like playing it, actually. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, I've heard a lot about this deck. It's actually, yeah, really good for sure.
Alright, Mikanko
Yeah.
is really interesting. There's a lot of pile decks. There's a lot of different ways to play the deck. Like, there's Libromancer versions, there's adventure versions. There's so many ways, so many engines you can put in here.
Yeah.
I've seen like 60 card variants of this deck. They're playing like one of each of the names because it's sold as a card.
Oh yeah, and like this card literally has an equip card that's basically Snatch too.
This deck will definitely like win a regional at some point in this format.
So will we
I don't know which version it's going to be, so I'll put it in like the highest point of tier 1.5.
Highest tier 1.5. Hey yo.
This deck is really good.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to go with you there. Like, you literally anything you could just like mix like 3 engines together is just gonna do a whole bunch of work for sure. All right, we have Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur for now is going to be in like the bottom tier of Rogue, like right above Dragon Link.
And we did with this
In
deck.
my opinion,
Yeah, this deck did just get back 3
Lithosa
Lithosa
Gem. I have 3 Lithosa Gem. That's cool.
Yeah, and I mean this UTC basically can book a moon like an entire Kashtira board as well.
Yeah, that matchup isn't terrible. You just have to go first, which is not your game plan to begin with.
Exactly. You like this deck is mainly to go second, but if you once you know like you're going against Kashtira, you're kind of just like I have to go first, so I have to set up this type of board.
Yeah, the deck is pretty cool. With the new cards that are coming out, I think it'll probably move up to tier 2 because those cards are really cool.
Oh, for sure. I love those cards.
They do a lot of stuff. But
Mermelio.
the Kashtira matchup, Kashtira.
Kashtira.
Right. This is like the deck of the format, essentially.
Yeah, like I'm
It's
definitely
hard to say otherwise. The deck loses to a lot of stuff, but if it plays, if you are not able to stop this deck, you will lose to it indefinitely.
Yeah, like, and I know like most people's side decks are basically playing like Book of Eclipse, like any sort of way to
Book of Eclipse, Fear Mode, Lava Golem, like, all these things that can just immediately out the board, because that's just what you need to do.
Like
You can't negate the Shangria because it's a lingering effect.
that's so nuts,
Bold.
bro.
Sarah set 4.
All right, so the next one, Sarah
Drytron.
said, all right, Trap Trick. I wish we put Trap Tricks on this list. Actually.
Yeah, because of the structure deck. Yeah, what were we put it, though?
We would put Trap Tricks probably in like the middle of the Rogue tier category.
I'm being
maybe
composed.
the Eldritch tier, but
I wouldn't say Eldritch tier. I would say definitely Rogue for sure. Drytron. The
Alright.
stuff we talk about is
dare I say it, this deck is literally turn skipping people during the draw phase of the opponent's turn.
bro.
This deck is not the best deck of the format. I think it's like
Bro, I have to say it's definitely tier 1 for sure. Like
it's 100% tier 1. I think that people are crazy for thinking that this deck isn't going to do anything.
okay, like from what you said earlier, like this deck has over a 70% win rate on Dueling Book. This you
At one
cannot-
point in the format, yeah, this deck had like a 70%, I think, win rate on DB,
dude.
which is absolutely insane. The lack of Bystials in the format because Kashtira is a deck and D-Shifter is one of those cards that's running kind of crazy in the format right now. This deck is doing a lot of stuff, and they're doing it unchecked. Droll is kind of coming into the format, which puts this deck in a little bit of a check, which is why I would not say it's the best deck of the format.
Because like people are already playing Droll because of Kashtira anyways, but now seeing
Yeah,
Trap
Kashtira,
Trick-
like the Mikanko stuff, and it's good into Rogue too. Some Rogue stuff like Bark Roll.
yeah, like but this deck already setting up like Vanity's Ruler, you cannot Lava Golem this. Like you have they're gonna set up some sort of way. What was the Link monsters called?
So Dynamon is a Link 2 monster from the new set Photon Hypernova that takes two monsters, including a ritual monster, and during the opponent's turn, quick effect, you contribute it to special summon a ritual from your graveyard. So what we're doing is summoning Magician of Black Chaos Max and tributing him for cost, so your opponent can't use monster effects for the rest of the turn. We're basically as a thoughting during the draw phase. The only way to counteract this is Forbidden Droplets.
Yeah, like there is.
Wait. I realized Gravediggers didn't destroy.
Gravedigger
Never mind.
gates and burns for 2,000.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. I didn't realize.
It's crazy. It's crazy against hand traps, Evan.
Yes, this is why people play Trap Tricks Rafflesia before like 5th summon.
Oh, dude, Rafflesia is crazy. I love that card.
Oh, we love it.
Oh, we love it. Yeah, Drytron, I would put underneath Despia, though.
Underneath Despia.
I think because Droll is like coming into the format a little bit, the deck it does have a little bit of a check on it.
Yeah, but
it's not on everybody's radar, so people will get swept off their feet by this deck. Because while the deck does put up like sometimes just Dynamon Vanity's Ruler to do the Chaos Max combo and not lose to evenly, there's also the hands where you can put up 5 bodies on the board. So like, deck is pretty good.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You will lose to it if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, like you said, Droll will just do a lot because like once that first ad comes
Here's
in,
a
like,
deal.
just Droll.
Runick. Runick is probably the best tier 1.5 deck. Because it's good with the Spright cards. It's good by itself. It's good with Interia cards.
Is like, and I've been seeing, sadly, a whole bunch of stun ones where you just play a whole bunch of floodgates in there, so your opponent just doesn't play the game whatsoever.
Yeah, so this deck is pretty good.
Like, literally, I believe that this deck is able to play all the floodgates. Like, there are like trap decks that you're able to play a whole bunch of floodgates except for like 1 or 2 of them, but this one can play all of it.
I just want to kick Sarah.
Dude, she's unaffected by trap cards.
My foot is not a trap card.
Are you sure about that?
She's like a inch tall, bro. I'd kick her all the way across the room.
Oh my god. Stop punting trap tricks, girls. Are they even... if you don't keep that in. Alright, Floowandereeze.
I mean...
Bro, please.
Never mind, I'm not going to say that.
Shut up.
Anyways, the glue deck is probably the best tier 2 deck in the format right now.
Like, you did lose Barrier Statue, but there are like...
Alright, so I watched one of the videos recently where somebody said Flu basically had 5 fingers and Barrier Statue was the middle one.
That was MST, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it's true. However, there are crutches that you can play. You can play the counter trap card. You can play Harpy's Featherstorm. And D-Shifter is a crazy card. You can't deny that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, okay, the counter trap, right? Like, if your deck is normal, it's not, like, if it's special summon reliant, and then the counter trap comes in, you just can't do anything after that. Harpy's Featherstorm negates everything. And, yeah, that's just... They still have access to those cards.
The deck will still, like, degenerately beat people because that's all it does, but a lot less.
Oh, Chithana effect.
Chithana effect.
Oh my god.
Oh, and as Evan said earlier, yeah, the counter trap will just lose to you the Kashtira matchup because then they'll just like style on you if they have birth and normal summon 3 dudes and win the game.
I wish you said that yourself, Evan.
Anyway,
I am a wise man.
He is
one of the wisest.
Sometimes.
I hate to do this for Evil Twin, but I think this deck is just bad now.
Dude, how
I'm
could
so
you?
sorry, Evan, but like,
right. It needed Spright Elf. It needed Spright Elf.
Spright Elf.
Like,
I was thinking about Draco Slayer though. I think Draco.
Dude, can this guy summon 5 times? Like, I really want to nib him. Alright, Trapchick player doesn't summon 5 times.
Please shut the fuck up. I mean, we're almost done. You can talk after.
Dude, you just gotta nib him, Evan.
He didn't summon 5 times, bro.
Alright.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, put Evil Twin above Draco Slayer.
Yeah, we'll give you that one, Evan.
Thanks.
Exosister is right under Evil Twin.
Exosus.
A deck that's all about banishing, where we have Kashtira now, you know?
This is the worst shifter deck of the format. It just doesn't, in terms of resource advantage, as opposed to decks like Runick and like other control decks in the format, it just doesn't live up to the hype of other decks.
Bro, Sarah, please stop!
Dude, she's setting more hole traps.
Oh my
Dude, I hate her, bro. She's being so annoying.
Oh my god.
She just set Gravediggers. She's gonna burn you for game, dude.
Sarah, bro, please.
No.
Had enough.
I had enough of you.
He impermed my Moyi, and then he normal summoned fucking Mermello and set 4 cards. Like, I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Mathmech is somewhere in the middle of the rogue tier category.
I'm gonna put it right here.
I think so. It's a decent deck in the right pilot's hands. It's
I don't want
a good deck.
All right, I wasn't planning on this one to be last, but you know, we got this one.
to. Sarah, I'm surrendering.
Shut up.
Dare I say that Labyrinth is tier 1 right now? If not the highest tier 1.5 deck in the room.
It's like definitely in the middle of here. Like
yeah, it's right in between everything. This deck is awesome.
What you found out and what I've been testing based off of your theory kind of just justifies our reasons for it being there.
This deck has turn 1 access to Dimensional Barrier, or turn of access to anything that you need in the deck.
Yeah.
That is a normal trap.
Oh yeah.
So Dimensional Barrier right now is probably the craziest card printed in the game.
Like,
Because Swordsoul, the other tier 1 decks in the room, including P.U.N.K, including like Spright and stuff like that. Maybe
Dude.
outside of Tri-Brigade, the deck will struggle a little bit. However, Dimensional Barrier alone like ends Kashtira, Branded, Drytron, and Swordsoul's entire careers.
like these decks do not have like more than one extra deck mechanic or like one type of summoning mechanic. Like Drytron sticks with rituals, Swordsoul sticks with synchros, Despia fusion, Kashtira Xyz. Like if you stop any of those, like you are basically at a really good position.
This is also the best trap deck I've ever seen at going second.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I main deck like Lava Golem evenly, but like honestly, you don't really even need to do that though.
I main deck evenly in impermanence, usually, in my opinion, enough. But this deck does so much. If you go first, you're probably not losing the game. In most scenarios, obviously. Every time I play Evan, I just like don't draw anything. But I digress.
But like last time I tested, like it was everything showed up.
Mirror matches just feel like Altergeist mirror those. Like they just feel like Altergeist mirrors. It's not that fun.
Yeah.
Whoever gets to Eradicator evenly first wins the game.
Basically, yeah, just like our first duel with Labyrinth.
But this deck is good. This deck is definitely good. It will definitely just like if this is probably the most notable deck in the room that will take you 2-0 if you do not respect it.
Yeah, because like this is like in the middle of like people's radars. Like this is on like people recognize that this deck is a thing, and then other people just really don't like respect like Labyrinth whatsoever.
I think there was 1 or 2 in the YCS in Lyon that got into the top cut. So it definitely is on some people's radars, but much like a lot of other decks that will get into a top cut like that, not everybody will pay attention to it and respect it.
Like Big Welcome just puts a ceiling onto this deck that is like none other before.
Big Welcome allows Ku Klok to be an accessible card to the deck without being an without it being an insane brick.
Like, I did not respect Cool Clock before because like I just thought like this card is just like a brick. Like you cannot really do anything with it. But with Big Welcome, like you're literally able to just do everything with this. Like, yes, Big Welcome bounces something back to your hand. Okay, summon Cool Clock, bounce it back. And whatever you chain Lady with, like whatever trap card, you just discard Cool Clock, activate it the same turn.
This is the best tier list.
Yeah, this is the best tier list. I don't care what anyone says. Like we're
Shout out to Station's 3 viewers.
Evan, please shut. This is the end of the video. This is your tier list. If you like it, cool. If you don't, all right, I don't care. This is the best.
I did try to summon souls under Protos.
All right, I'm out. Peace.
Station, finish.